Tell us about this great event. It started out as a local event, and now you've got people coming in from all over New York State, all over the world.
Yes, 1979 we started as a 10K. It was the women's 10K AAU championship for road racing, and we had about 200 women in it. And last year, June 5th, 2010, we had 4,000 plus women participate. And over that period of time, we started a kids run and a community walk and health and fitness expo. So it's very apropos for a community event. But along the way, the athletic competition was so strong that we set national and international records at the event. And that kept those international athletes coming to Albany.
Now, Joan Hayner, you're CEO of the Capital Care Medical Group.
Yes.
Question number one is, what is the Capital Care Medical Group?
Capital Care is a large physician-owned medical practice practicing in 25 locations around the capital region. We have over 150 medical professionals and nearly 500 employees, and we provide a variety of medical services, mostly primary care, but also some specialty services as well.
Now, what made the folks at the Capital Care Medical Group want to get involved with the Freihofers Run for Women? Something about what George has been doing must have touched you.
Right. Well, you know, I've been a sort of a casual observer of the Freihofers Run for many, many years, and it's a great event. And as George mentioned, over its evolution, they've been adding different events to the day. And along the way, George had decided that health and fitness tie-in would be really important, not only to the event but to the community. And so he reached out to me and to Capital Care, and we entered discussions. And then 10 years ago, we agreed to become the title sponsor and bring a health and fitness expo to the event.
For those of you who are not from the Albany area, the Empire State Plaza is right by the New York State Capitol. So if you come down and find the Capitol building, you can just walk right over to the Empire State Plaza and participate in your event. Now, what happens on Friday and Saturday as far as you guys are concerned?
Well, we have a large booth inside of the concourse, which is where the Health and Fitness Expo is conducted. So it is indoors, so rain or shine, we're going strong. And we are offering many health screenings to anybody who comes to the group. They're free of charge, and anyone can participate and have as few or as many as they'd like. They can have their blood pressure checked, they can have a cholesterol screening, they can have a body mass index or body fat analysis. We also have an asthma screening that we do on that day. And we have a terrific interactive display and screening for children, screening for autism. And aside from that, we have a lot of other health information available and material to help educate on a variety of health issues.
And all of this is free for the consumers, right?
It is all free of charge. It's open to everybody. So runners who participate, their families, anybody who would like to come. And we, want to do as many screenings as we possibly can over that 2-day period. And you mentioned we begin on Friday. We begin at noon, and we go right up till 7 o'clock on Friday.
So that way, going till 7 o'clock, you can catch all the people getting out of work or coming into town for Saturday's event, and of course you'll be there Saturday as well.
Yep.
Now tell us what's going to happen on Saturday.
Well, just to expand on what Joan said, we also add chiropractic services for the runners and massage therapy services. Last year we did over 1,000 massages for the runners, and we did about 600 chiropractic adjustments from the New York State Chiropractic College, which is right out in the Syracuse area. So,
okay.
Yeah, so it's a great event, and there's athletic apparel, running shoes, and all kinds of clothing that you can buy. It's a great tie-in, the whole thing. Saturday, the event starts with, believe it or not, the National Race Walk Championship.
Okay.
That's going to be at 7:45 a.m. on the plaza. We got a 1-mile loop up there that they participate in, and it's the 10K, so they have to do it 10 times. So if you're into walking, you want to see some of our Olympic walkers, that would be the time to show up, 7:45 a.m. on Saturday morning. And then at 10 o'clock, we have the 5K, the featured event. We're expecting about 4,000 to 4,500 women participating in that. At 11, we're going to have the Junior Freihofers, which is a new event we added this year. It's a 3K distance. It pretty much corresponds with the same course as we do in the 5K, except it stays in the park, and that's for kids 9 to 13. And then at noon, we have the Freihofers Kids Run. Those are children that are 4 and under up to 7 years old. That's going to be on the plaza, and they're going to run 50 meters up to a half a mile, 800 meters. And then at 12:30 we have the community walk, the Freihofers Community Walk, which we have about 60 to 70 charities, local charities involved, and we've raised to date almost $1.5 million for charity.
Now, this is obviously the Freihofers Run for Women. How did Freihofers get involved in this event?
Well, they started the event back in '79. They were the primary sponsor. They were involved with the American Lung Association,
right,
and this was called the Run for Life. It just blossomed through after that.
Well, obviously, they've been great community supporters of it.
They have. I mean, it's, as I said, as much as this is an international event, they are a local company, and many of the participants, buy and use their products.
Well, and of course, Freihofers
and they want to say thank you.
Sold all over New York State.
That's right. Yes, they do.
Now, when you first got involved in this, did you ever think that it would come from being a local event to a statewide event to a regional event to a national event and now an international event?
Yes.
You've got you did?
Yes.
Wow.
Because we built it to be such. And you ask how do you build an event into an international event? Well, in 1989, when we switched the emphasis from the 10K to the 5K, a woman by the name of Judy St. Hilaire set an American record here. So, when you have records set, Colleen DeRook currently holds the international, the world record for Masters runners. She ran a 15:46 here. When you have records like that, you have athletes of that caliber, the international governing body for the sport takes notice. So 2 years ago, they gave us a designation. They gave us a silver label designation internationally. We're one of 56 races internationally that are recognized by the world governing body called the IAAF, International Amateur Athletic Federation. And we're one of 4 races in the United States that hold this label.
Congratulations.
Yes.
You must be, so many organizations, they succeed because of one individual who has, they don't consider it a job, they consider it their passion. And obviously, your devotion and dedication to racing, and in particular this event, it's because of you. You must feel very proud. I am very proud, and it's great to see these women get together, and the camaraderie and the sisterhood is just tremendous. And I think that's what keeps bringing them back. The athletic competition is great, and there's no other event, amateur or professional, where the recreational participant can be in that event with the professionals, the best of the best. And so that makes road racing very unique. It's a very unique sport. So I think that commonality and that camaraderie, and the fact that they can be in an event, the same event, with the stars of the sport, makes it very special. Now, and this is for both of you, I'm aware of the Boston Marathon, and I think that's a very big event. It's on Patriots Day, and I believe it's also the day of the Red Sox open the baseball season in Fenway Park. But to me, the Freihofers Run for Women is very big, and what I'm wondering is, are people in Boston as aware of your event as we are aware of their marathon? It seems like you may be a little bigger. Well, the connection, it's a good connection you make. And I mentioned to you that the IAAF had given us a label. They labeled our roadway race. There are 4 races in the country, the United States, that have an IAAF label. And guess what?
Boston is one of those 4.
Okay.
And Chicago Marathon is another, and New York City Marathon is another. And the Freihofers Run for Women. So we're in pretty rarefied air here, Joe.
You mentioned 4. What's the 5th one?
No, there are 4.
There's only 4. I thought you said
there's
there were 5.
4 in the United States that are recognized and that have an IAAF label, and the Boston Marathon's one of them, and as is the Freihofers.
Now, do you feel, Joan, it's from your vantage point as well known as the Boston Marathon? I mean, for us, it's big stuff, but we're local, and it's hard to. Sometimes you don't realize something going on locally is a lot bigger than you realize. Have you found that?
You realize it when you go to the event, because when you're there and you are able to observe
the mob.
Well, the mob, and not only the size of the event, but just the caliber of the runners that are coming. And it's really humbling. And to go watch, and it's very exciting. So you really get that sense. I think, at least I have when I've gone to the event. It's a really special thing to be able to have a vantage point to watch that starting line, and watch all those elite runners who have decided that this is where they want to be on that day. And run this event. It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. Now, the Capitol Care Medical Group, being involved for so long, what sort of an impact on health, both of the runners and the community, have you had because of your involvement in this event?
Well, I think, as I may have mentioned, I really feel this is one of the most important events that we do in the community each year. And not in any small measure for the fact that we do offer these as free screenings. A couple of years into it, we started to realize that we had people coming back to our booth year after year and telling us whether they, maybe not so much runners, but people who were visiting from the community and from across the state to come see the race, that they were either underinsured or uninsured, and this was where they were getting their annual screenings because they didn't have any opportunity to get them anywhere else. And so we really feel we're making a positive contribution to the community to help with this. It's also very interesting when the runners come through, the casual runner as well as the elite runners. Talk about humbling. Is when the elite runners come through.
Then those like me that get tired just watching these people run.
Right.
A whole different category.
Yes. Yeah.
No, that's an amazing event. Now, the Junior Freihofers School Program, what is that all about? Either one of you?
Well, as I said, we were going to be doing a Junior Freihofer this year. It's going to be a 3K distance. We wanted to take advantage of these international athletes being in town. So about 5 years ago, we started a school visitation program where we send these athletes out to the schools that are participating in the kids run. This year, they're going to be able to participate in a new 3K, Junior Freihofers. We send these athletes out to schools so they can be role models for our children because they're such great role models. You know, the way that they think about health and fitness and nutrition, the way they eat properly, so their body just works at that high level. They're great role models. So we've been bringing them out to the schools. So what we decided to do this year with this new Junior Freihofers was to actually start a training program in these schools. So we're going to do a 12-week training program leading up to the Junior Freihofers for those kids that are in middle school.
And what goes on in those 12 weeks?
Well, we have a training program where they'll come to school either before school or after school, and they'll run with a group that are signed up for this training program. And we progressively make the runs longer so they can do well in the 3K distance.
Are you looking for volunteers to work with those kids?
Well, no, we have trainers that are working with the PE side of the schools to do that, but we are looking for volunteers to work at the Freihofers Run for Women.
Well, why don't you say, how can people sign up? I would suspect you've got a website.
Yes, that's right. They can go online and you can click on the volunteer page, and there's a whole list of responsibilities, duties that need to be done. And